Hello everyone, and peace of Christ all of you. Please invite your friends and let's have some great time together. Today we are going to tell you why women should love Islam. YouTube always send me, suggest to me videos to watch because of what I do, And I found this video is so astonishing. Actually, I felt I want to cry. Man, it's lucky to be a woman and a Muslim in the same time. I don't know why I did not figure out that, but today I'm going to have a different perspective at how women they view Islam. We have a lady here, she is from New Zealand and she is a convert. She is so excited. So I left her a comment and I asked her if she likes, she can join us live on air if she dare. And she want to tell you the benefit of converting to Islam. And the title of her video is Why So Many Women Choose Become Muslims. And I have a link for her in the video to give her a credit in the info. Let us listen a little bit, and I hope she will give us a good reason. But we will start from the beginning.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're talking on a very interesting topic about women converting to Islam. If you've been considering converting to Islam, or you just want to learn more about Islam, this video is definitely for you. Islam is literally the fastest growing religion in the world.
True. That is true.
Assalamu alaikum. My heart is breaking. Oh brothers and sisters, my soul is aching. Brothers and sisters, did you know that so many people are leaving Islam every day? Why would anybody leave such a beautiful religion? Why would they choose to become a sick disbeliever instead? A'udhu billah. Brothers and sisters, 100,000 Muslims are leaving Islam every single year.
Over 100,000 Muslims leave Islam every single year.
I'm telling you, this is serious stuff. This is not a joke.
This is not a joke, brothers and sisters.
Yes, we say that there are 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, and Islam is growing day by day. But the standard narrative
Has holes.
and we are not proud of that.
And we're not proud of that.
Apostates are everywhere. They are among us. There are even people who memorize the Quran.
They are copies of the Quran.
The youth are full of doubts.
Our youth are full of doubts.
And we tell them, doubts? What doubts, man?
Doubts? What doubts, man?
Have some guts, be a man.
Have some guts, be a man.
But nobody is answering their questions.
And nobody's answering their questions.
We tell them to stop questioning and to stop being emotional, and we tell them to be a Chad.
Be a Chad, you can do it, I believe in you.
But instead, they choose to be bad.
We've seen this happen, unfortunately. We've seen this happen to a lot of people.
If it continues like this, your child is gonna become an apostate.
Your child is going to become an apostate.
Imagine your child, the child that you are raising, could end up with the disbelievers, with the kuffar, and go to hellfire.
Hellfire will want to swallow them.
Hellfire will roast them,
Roast them.
toast them,
Toast them.
break them,
Break them.
shake them.
Shake them.
Hellfire
Hellfire
will annihilate them.
will annihilate them.
And the rest of us will be watching.
We'll be watching.
Brothers and sisters, we must act now. We must do something about this. And what you can do is to donate to our channel so that we can do something.
May Allah keep us firm, never let us go astray. May Allah keep our children firm.
If we don't take constructive steps now, this is going to become an avalanche,
It is going to become an avalanche,
a tsunami.
a tsunami.
The apostates, they are everywhere. They don't make it public, they hide it. They are leading prayers.
They are leading prayers in the masjid,
They are still living the life of a religious Muslim.
and they are still leading that life while simultaneously declaring their apostasy.
Brothers and sisters, if you feel as strongly about this as I do, then please donate to us and our cause. You can make a one-time donation or a monthly donation. Please be generous. Please give whatever you can so that we can take the responsibility and, alhamdulillah, spread apostasy. Donate now. Help now. You may even receive many gifts in heaven, in paradise, in Jannah. You can get a house next to me or next to some other very good looking man. You have an opportunity right now. On this haram new year, you can do something halal and donate your money to us. So
So this lady, she is so excited, and Islam is the fastest growing religion. I don't want to talk about how you look like when you say that. I will leave people to say that. But you know, okay, let us say, I don't know, like, I mean, the fastest growing religion may be atheism, you know. Islam is dying. I mean, don't you see? Are you an idiot? Are you stupid or what? Don't you see what happened in the Muslim country? Nobody want to practice Sharia law. You see, Islam is different from Christianity. In Christianity, we don't have a state where we rule. Like the Jews, they have that. The Muslim, they have that. We don't. So if you don't follow the law of Islam, that means you are not Muslim. You are not living Islam. Islam is not just, you know, two words, we speak them and we make a speech. However, in the video, most of it is about donate to me. She have an orphan, donate to me, supposedly. And I'm sure she never been in those orphan area. But anyway, this is her business, you know. This is what I notice about all those who claim to be a convert, is like donate to me and support us so you can go to heaven. Well, if you donate to me, you will not go to heaven. This is not me. You cannot bribe God. In Islam, you can. And this is showing you the sign of corruption in this religion. But I want to show you what this lady, she said, which I find very interesting. I did not notice that Islam teach women and men equality. I never thought about this before, but Alhamdulillah, she did enlighten me. I don't know. And you know, she spoke about she have relationship with Allah. And she have a communication with Allah. Okay. I don't know how that happened, because even your prophet himself never spoke to Allah, never heard Allah's voice. And when you mention what?
Reason number one. Islam provides a sense of spiritual fulfillment.
How you can have a spiritual fulfillment with your God himself is not a spirit. You see, when we say spirit, to connect in a spiritual way, I have to be connecting to something is a spirit too. Not steel to spirit, not concrete to spirit. You cannot do that. So in order to have a religion which is a spiritual, you have to have a spirit God, but your God is not a spirit. If you don't believe me, I'm sure you do not know that because you're an idiot. You can go right now, search in Google, Prophet Google, peace be upon him. Search like, does Allah have a spirit? Is he a spirit? He have a spirit? You will see the answer, no. So how you lie claiming that you have a spirit or a spiritual relationship with Allah when your God himself is not even a spirit, which means spirituality and Islam, they don't match together. Islam is a physical religion based in physical action and physical behavior. So in order to be a Muslim, you don't need to even believe in Allah. You just say the Shahada, and we will show you that from the Quran. But this is Islamic question and answer. It says here in the top, Islamic question and answer, Islam QA.info. You can go, and I will post the link in the chat. He's debating with a Christian, asking, does God, which means Allah, have a spirit? The answer, no. You know, praise be to Allah, blah 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 blah. Okay, and then the answer is very simple. Allah is not a spirit. He have nothing to do with the spirit, and he is not, never was. So when you say he is a spirit, that, or a spiritual relationship, that's against the nature of Islam, because in order to have a spiritual relationship, you have to connect to a spirit, and that's not your God. He says here, this is your imams, and those are your scholars, not the blondie girl from New Zealand. The spirit or soul is not one of the attribute of Allah, rather than one of the things have been created by Allah. So you have a spirit, he don't have a spirit. So you lady, you are fooling yourself, lying to yourself, speaking about spiritual. Secondly, how you can have a spiritual relationship with God? He is unknown to you. All what you know about him, that his name is Allah. Even Muslims do not know who is Allah. All what you know is the name. Do you know anything else? Did he even spoke to Muhammad, came to Muhammad, show himself to Muhammad? No. Allah or Allah is a ancient God, exists long before Islam, and even the Quran mentioned that the mushrikeen, who they are pagan, they worship Allah too, and Allah have 3 daughters. So here I wonder, was the mushrikeen who have 3 daughters of Allah, they have a spiritual relationship with Allah too? Weird. And then when after she mentioned that, she jumped to a different topic. She claimed that Islam gave women equality. Let me go. We don't want to play the whole video. You can watch it yourself. It's funny and stupid. You know. What is number 2? Which part number 2? She don't have. Let's see here. Maybe here. I don't know.
The right to own and inherit property.
Oh, okay. So now she starts talking about women's rights. Okay.
Reason number 2. Islam promotes gender equality. Islam?
Absolutely. Islam promote gender equality. It sounds like, you know, feminine movement, hippie, you know, Islam promote what? You know what? I think I'm getting old, and I did not hear it correctly. Did I hear what you just said right? Islam promote what? It can't be true. You must be sure from what you are saying.
We want things to be laid out and explained, and Islam gives that to so many.
Yeah, as an example, Islam explained to you how you can beat your wife, which is really fantastic, you know. But we will go to that later.
Many women, including me. Reason number 2, Islam promotes gender equality. Islam promotes gender equality, which basically means that both men and women are equal in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, who dare to say this is not true? Do we have any Muslim in the chat wanna call us and support what this lady is saying? Is she saying the truth, or this is against what Islam teach? You know what? I'm not going to answer. Let me do this. I will go to YouTube and I will search for Muslims answering this issue. I think this would be a better solution. Because who know Islam better than a Muhammadan? Nobody. As you know. Women and men are equal. Okay. Are men and women are equal in Islam? Okay. I think that will do. I did not watch this video before, but let us see what the Sheikh will say.
And the men thinking that this is a prime concept in Islam. Women and men are equal. This is totally un-Islamic. This is totally wrong.
What? By the way, I never saw this video before. I just search. Are women and men are equal in Islam? And this is Sheikh Asim al-Hakim. He has 753,000 and he lives in Saudi Arabia. But I have to give you a credit, I'm sure you know more than him. I mean, who is this guy? He's an idiot. There is no way that this Sheikh with his beard, he knew more than you. I mean, look at you. Your knowledge is dripping. Your faith is whipping. Your education is hipping. So in Islam, women and men are equal. That's hot. Look like, lady, you are giving us a new religion we never heard of. Do you think this guy is an idiot? Maybe he's Islamophobic. You know what? I think he's an Islamophobic. And it's funny, she spoke about Islamophobia in the video. But she forgot that the Muslims are forbidding Christians from preaching the gospel. Who is the one who have a phobia? If you have a gospel, they will arrest you. If you celebrate Christmas, they will arrest you. If you establish even a church inside your home, they will kill you. And they speak about phobia. We are the one who have a phobia, not them. Lady, I will get back to you, but I want to see this Islamophobic sheikh, what he is saying about women being equal to men. You know, for some reason his voice is not right. I think because he have no equal internet.
A lot of the women and the men thinking that this is a prime concept in Islam. Women and men are equal. This is totally un-Islamic. This is totally wrong. It's not even logical. How can they be equal? In Islam, in the Quran, Allah says clearly, وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنثَى. And
what? The Quran say that? Liar. It doesn't say that, CP. The Quran said, وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنثَى. But the lady from New Zealand, she said, no, they are equal. You know what? I think this guy, he have a fake Quran. I don't think, I'm sure. There is no way there is such a statement in the Quran. Are you kidding me? Quran say that? Let me get you busted. It doesn't say that. Let us go to the Quran and see if the Quran says that or not. Sure not. Chapter 3, verse number 36. Yes, female is not the same as a male. It turned to be true. But you know what? I know what he is doing. He is taking it out of context. I know you, Sheikh. You are Islamophobia. You think he can fool us, potato? We got you busted. You are taking the verse out of context.
a male is not similar to a female. They're different. But nowadays, people who don't have Islamic background, people who have never touched the Quran or finished it.
What are you talking about? Are you telling me this woman never touched the Quran? By the way, according to the Quran, if you touch women and shit, you cannot pray or touch the Quran. Just to let you know. In case you do not know. The Quran said, if you come back from al-gha'it, or you touch a woman, you cannot even pray, and for sure you cannot touch the Quran. And I find it very nice of Allah that He put women and shit in the same time, in the same line in the Quran. It's chapter, 4 verse number 43, it says that if you touch women or come back from shit, and here the Muslim, look at the translation, what they're saying. It's not even there. What's sexual impurity? What the heck is that? It says actually here, it says janaba. Sorry, this is true. The other verse doesn't say that. And they're here, continue. And if you are in trouble in the road, and if you are, you want to pray, supposedly, if you don't find water, use sand, which is weird. And then it says, if you came from the answer of nature, or you are in contact with women, and here between two brackets they say bisexual relationship, absolutely false. Nowhere it says that. Nowhere it says that. That's a fabrication. So as you see, Islam make women equal to shit. It is back to the phobia sheikh who is not telling the truth about Islam.
In their lives, let alone studied it. They come and say, no, Islam promotes equality between the genders. This is not right. Islam promotes and endorses justice and fairness. So a woman has a role that a man cannot do. And a man has roles that women cannot do.
Let us see what a man can do and what women cannot do in Islam. That's a good thing. As an example, in Islam, you can beat your wife. The woman cannot beat her husband. And this is in the Quran, chapter 4, verse number 34.
This verse is not telling a man how to hit or beat up his wife. This is telling how a man or a husband how to defend himself against his wife.
Man, Mimi Hijab, he turned the verses in chapter 4, verse number 34, that the man is a victim. And you know what? I can tell. A woman like this, she can beat her husband so easy. So the Quran, chapter 4, verse number 34, is about a man protecting himself from women harm. You know that women, they wear high heels. It's not a secret. We know that women, they have long nails. It's not even, they don't even hide it. And even these days, they are buying things which is very harmful. Long, fake lashes. Do you think they buy them for nothing? Good luck. So, Mimi Hijab saying the man is defending himself. Let us go to the Hadith and see what the Hadith says about women. And what is the proof of what he is saying. This is the Hadith where actually the reason for the verses to come down about beating the women happened. This lady from New Zealand, she said, I can't explain to you how happy I am, relationship with Allah, how it's good to be a Muslim woman. But all the evidence says the opposite. And as you see, this is Aisha, the wife of your prophet. She is the first-hand experience of how happy Muslim woman is. Rafa divorced his wife, whereupon Abdul Rahman ibn Zubayr, etc., married her. Aisha, she said, that the lady, one lady, came to her wearing a green veil and complained to her, to Aisha, of her husband and showed her green spots on her skins caused by beating. Now we will see if this guy defending himself from his aggressive wife, as Mimi Hijab, he said. It was the habit of ladies to support each other. How filthy ladies are you? Support each other against the will of Allah? Shame on you. May Allah make you lose your eyelashes. So when Allah Messenger came, Aisha, she said, I have not seen any suffering as much as a believing women. But this lady in her video, she said that women in Islam is perfect. Islam is perfect for women. Aisha, she said that in the time of Muhammad, the most suffering women is not non-Muslim women. No, it is a Muslim women. And what they are talking about, look, her skin is greener than her clothes. Okay, why? Why? What is the reason? You know, because she don't want to sleep with him. As simple as that. She married this guy so she can go to previous husband, because there's a verse in the Quran, disrespect women and make her treat her like a whore. So if a man divorces his wife 3 times, she can't come back to the previous husband unless a new husband, excuse my language, F her, not marry her. Because as you see, this man here, he married her, still she can't go back unless the Prophet explained, unless he F her. If we read together, we will see. This is the 50th verse of the Quran. Treating women as a piece of garbage, as if she is a donkey, as if she's an animal. You know, male, they jump on her. No respect. And the funny, she said, Islam protect women. Is that how you protect women? So now this poor woman, she want to go back to her previous husband because she have kids from him. I'm sure she don't care for the husband. She care for the kids. So, but she cannot come back unless she F a new husband, not only marry him. So what this poor woman, she did, as you see chapter 2, verse number 230, the Quran made a condition that if a man divorces his wife, which means for the 3rd time, she is not lawful for him until she marry a new husband. Here the word married, translation for the word tankah, which means to F, not to marry. That's false, because already he is a husband. So he is a husband, she have to F the new husband. And this is what we see here in the story, that this woman, she married the husband, but she don't want him to have sex with her. And I'm talking about not just sex, I'm talking about the effort, because this is what tankah mean. Excuse my language. So here the woman, she refused to sleep with the man, and then when Muhammad learned the story, he listened to the husband, he listened to the wife. He never asked the man, why you did beat your wife. Never asked the husband even, why you are beating her, man. In fact, Muhammad, he said, no man should be questioned for why he is beating his wife. So I find it very deceiving of you to say that Islam treats you and men equally, because I cannot believe that you are married to a Muslim man, and this is why you converted to Islam, and you make it as a business. You never heard that the man in Islam can beat his wife. You never heard that the man in Islam can have 4 wives. You cannot have 4 husbands. How you are equal if he can have 4 wives and you cannot have? Can you have 4 men? If you can have 4 men, then that's equality. Can you beat the man the same as he can beat you? Chapter 4 verse 34. Then if you can, okay, that's mean you are equal. Do you even inherit? She mentioned in the video that a Muslim woman, she inherit. In the Quran, a woman, she inherit half of the man, not equal. But look what Muhammad said. Umar reported, and this is the caliphate of Allah, and the Muslim, they claim he is so just man. A man, the Prophet saying, a man will not be asked about why he beat his wife. So Muslim women, they are enjoying the equal gender. And who is teaching that? A blonde woman from New Zealand, married to a Muslim man. Just wait until he go to the Middle East and he get a brand new wife. She is in the age of your daughter. And then I want you to make a video about it.
Which means that both men and women are awarded the same rights. And
they are what? The same rights? Even in heaven you will be just a sex toy. He will have all the females and you will be one of his females.
Privileges
Privilege.
under Islam. Islam granted women so many rights.
No way. Tell us, like what?
That were not afforded to women of other faiths and other...
No way. Man, Islam did beat Christianity. Like in Christianity, you know, Jesus, he spoke about the husband. When he married the wife, they will become one, and he will give his life to his family, the same as Jesus gave himself to the church. Which means in Christianity, the woman, she became equal to the church, and the man, he sacrificed his life for his family and his wife. In Islam, do you have that? She is saying, yes, even better, way better. What are you talking about?
Cultural backgrounds at the time of its revelation. For example, Islam gives women the right to education.
Oh boy. You know what? I like this statement. Islam gave the women the right of education. Can you give me the reference, lady? You know, when those people, they say things, okay, you will not find one person in the text underneath saying, okay, sister, can you show us where in Islam it says women, they have right to education? It's just a question, you know. When you say Islam, it means it is in the text of Islam, it's in the teaching of Muhammad. Where we can find that? Do we have any Muslim can affirm or help what she is saying? As I know, it is the opposite. The only education a Muslim woman she can have, that she can learn how to swing clothing and Quran. And not only that, Aisha, she said, don't teach them even how to write and read. Let us find the hadith, because maybe we are making things up. Maybe. In fact, not only, just a correction, Aisha should not say, teach them the Quran, teach them only the chapter of An-Nur, only one chapter in the Quran. All right. So let us go to the hadith. Let us see first if we can find it in English before we go. All right, maybe not here. Okay, let us use Google Translation then. Durar. And I will always, as you know, always we use Islamic website only. So Muslims cannot say we are making things up, and we will show the reference for the hadith. And I know Muslim will say to you, it's not sahih, it is da'if, it is blah 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 blah. Okay, you know, you can say whatever you want, but we knew that Taliban, they closed a school. The first thing they did when they took over the government, they closed schools. Why? Because this is what the wife of the Prophet said, that the Prophet said that don't teach them how to write, how to read. Don't teach them how to write, how to read. Don't make them live in rooms, and don't teach them to write. Just teach them how to swing. And this is the reference in front of you. Don't teach them to write. So when you say that Islam give command to teach women, to educate women, why nobody is asking you where you get this from? Did your Prophet send Aisha to school when he married her at the age of 6? Did she? What education we are talking about? So I find it very embarrassing that you are saying things far away from the truth.
The right to own and inherit property.
The right to own and inherit a property. Well, you see, Muslim women, she have the right to inherit property. Yeah, I just heard about this guy Hakimi, who his wife divorced him and she is a Muslim, to avoid his wife to take 50% of his income, because this is what the Christians gave the wife. He put it in the name of his mother. But let us see how Islam gives you the right to inherit. According to the Quran, a woman, she inherit half of the man. But remember, she said, not me, that women and men are equal. So then we should have equal inheritance. Correct? So let us go to the verses in the Quran. Oh boy. How many of you are going to download the video? You know, before I ask about how many of you will make a short video about Lady Dawah will debunking Christianity in half minute, there's only 2 people make a video. We have 100,000 here, 200,000 in the other account, I don't know how many, and only 2 people make a short video. This is telling you how much people care. But anyway, I do my part. And if you don't do yours, one day you will have your daughter like this. She's been fooled by somebody just because she is looking for a husband. And she will marry him. And then he will use her to promote Islam. In Islam, let us see. I will open the verses. Remember, women in Islam, she can inherit. She can inherit. But in reality, women in Islam inherit nothing. And I'll explain to you why. Because when you are a woman, you are a mother. And if you are a mother, you take 1 to 8 of the inheritance. And actually, if you have many wives, then you tell me how much the money you will get. Now, I know some Muslim scholars, they, you know, they give different numbers and they say, you know, okay, the Quran says that men are taken, they are going to take twice. But this is about a daughter, not about a wife, which is a mother later. So a wife, she don't inherit her husband 2 to 1. No. She don't do that. They have no right to do that. There is a different verse in the Quran. It says the 1 to 6 of the inheritance will go to the mother. But this is only if there is certain conditions, because his father will inherit. His sons will inherit. And the mother will inherit. But the mother, she will take a very little tiny of that. Let us show verse by verse from the Quran so we can laugh at what she said about the women she have the right to inherit. The first one we will show you is about she is going to take the 1 to 4. But remember, 1 to 4 is going to be 1 to 8. Why? Because there's 4 wives. Because now the 1 to 4 will be divided into 4 women. Now, in some scenario, there's only 1 wife. In this case, she will take 1 to 4. But the wives, their share in the inheritance is 1 to 4. Doesn't matter how many they are. If they are 3, the 1 to 4 will divide it into 3. If they are 4, the 1/4 will divide it into 4. So you will end with what? So let us say that your husband, he passed away and he have $100. $25 goes for the wives. If they don't have children, you will take the half, if you see in the verse here. That means the 4 wives will have, they will not inherit the man. They will have only the half, the 4 wives. So now the half will be divided to 4. If they have children, and there is no way there's 4 women, none of them have children. If they have a child, you will get the 4th, just 1 child. From any of them. So when this woman, she speak about the women and men are equal, where is the equality? And then there's other cases, as you see. You can read the rest. It's very funny and very fun. You know, like you will end at the end with like 1 to 6. And by the way, Islamic division of inheritance, it's impossible. Nobody can practice it. If you do the grammar, if you do the calculation, you will find that what Muhammad just said here is so stupid, it's impossible. Nobody can practice it. Nobody can practice it. A different verse in the Quran talking about the kids inheriting their father. Here we are talking about wives. In the chapter 4, verse number 11, if we go just to the verse before it, it says that a male inherit twice as the female. But this woman, she said that women in Islam and men are equal. Not to forget to mention that the woman who is the one who needs support when the parents die, especially in an Islamic society where women opportunity is very limited. The man, he can jump in the street, whatever he do, he make money. But this woman, what she would do? She can't even move with the veil she is wearing. So what we do, we give it twice more to the male, and we give the female half of the male. So, which means if there is many boys in the family, the females get nothing at the end. But in her video, she said that women, she have the right to inherit. But don't she know what inheritance is about? And the same mentioned in many verses in the Quran, like the same chapter. I mean, the Quran is a stupid book. You will find the same thing repeat all over, but none of them make sense, and none of them is even possible to divide. If there is only a daughter, two or more, look at the translation. Let us read together so we can laugh. Allah command you as regards your children's like inheritance, to the male the portion equal to that of the two females. If there are one daughter, two daughters, they have the third of the share. What? Listen. So now the man, he don't even have boys. You see, the boys are favored by Allah. The boy, he will inherit the big cheese. But now the guy, he don't even have a boy. He don't have a son. He have daughters. Okay. But what if the one of them, they are females, the daughters, you know? Here you will see in the translation, it says, if there is one, the verse, by the way, never say the one, like only daughter. It says if there is like more than two, right away, jump into more than two. They will take the third of what he left, which means if he have 10 daughters, 20 daughters. Remember, Muslim, they marry a lot, you know. They Osama bin Laden, he has 60 brother, male, just male, 60 male. So only daughter, like, you know, if he have more than 2 daughters, all the daughters together will take the third. If you calculate your number, you find that you get nothing. Because the third is going to be divided in all the daughters. The 2/3 of the inheritance, if only one, go to the parents. The 6th of the share of the inheritance, if the deceased left children, no children, and then he go to the mother. If you have nobody, if you have a mother, this person, his mother, she will take the 6, 1 to 6. The mother of the guy, not the wife. The parents. And if you are a wife, you will take the 6. And if we divide them as before, they will end with 1 to 8. Because 4 wives, If it's 1-4, with 4 wives will be 1-8. Not only that, the man now, he is going to chase his wife. And look how unjust. If your wife, she die, you take the half. This is verse number 12. So how come if the husband, he died, the women shouldn't take the half? Are you with me, guys? Do you see do you see how the unjust work? How come if the man, he die, 1/4 will go to you, and there's other options, go all the way to 1/6. We will end at the end is 1/8 and more, or less. But in the case of the man, if the wife die, he inherit the half. How come the wife, if the man, he die and he don't have kids, they don't take it exactly the same? Actually, if you go back, he is saying that. Let's go back a little bit, but just to show you how stupid it is. Allah command you as regard the children inheritance, the male and the female. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Where we will find which verse? I forgot. I think 167 maybe. Let's see. Okay. No, we go actually, let's go to 12 again. So here you will see in 12, in that which your wife leave, your share is a half if they have no children. But if they have a children, you get the 4th. But remember, the woman, she cannot marry 4 husbands. So the 4th here is a real 4th. In the case of the husband, the wife, there is 4 wives. So the 4th is 8. Because the 4th is going to be divided twice. And that will make them 8. So she will take 1-8 instead of 1-4. So why the man, he will get 1-4? If they have no children, you take all their money, half of it. So it turned to be everything she said about the equality of inheritance is absolutely false. Do we have any Muslim have an objection? So if we say the wife, she dies, she have $100, we will use the same number, $100. The husband will take half if she have no children. He will take 4th if she have a children, and that will be $25. But if the husband die, the wives will take 1-4 if there's, you know, as the verse explained, and then 1-4 will be for every wife, right? But not every wife will have to 1-4, because that means the wives will take 100%. No, 1/4 from the wife's side. So if it's wife, 2, 3, 4, all of them, they will share that 1/4 of the inheritance. So if it's 100, that will mean 1/4 is 25. Then we have to divide the 25 into 4 women. So you end with what? $6, $5, $4. So it turned to be that everything this woman, she said, is absolutely false. There's no women in the equality in any way, any mean.
the right to keep her own last name, the right to divorce and custody of the children.
Okay, the women, she have the right of divorce and custody. That's absolutely false. A woman, she can divorce only if she requested that in the contract, because remember, Islam believe in contract, sex contract. So if you put condition and the man, he give his right of divorce, this is his right, not your right. This is not his right to give to you normally, unless he voluntarily, he say, okay, you know what, I give you the right to divorce me. And we can find tons of reference for that. You can search, like in Google, you will find, you know, maybe I can search for videos in YouTube, so we can get the sheikh from Sheikh Asim or any sheikh, you know. So the right to divorce, where? As you see, this woman, she is trying to get divorced from her husband. Her husband is beating her, and he will not let her go. And Muhammad, he said to her, if this is your intention, you want to go back to your previous husband, you should know that you cannot get back to your husband unless this man, he tastes your orgasm and you taste his orgasm. So this woman, she is being beaten simply because the husband, he want to rape her. She don't want to sleep with him. And this is the reference in front of you. Read carefully what Muhammad, he said to her. The husband, he said, I'm very strong and I can satisfy her in bed, but she is disobedient. She won't go back to Rifa. Rifa is the previous husband. Allah Messenger said to her, if this is your intention, then know that it is unlawful for you to remarry Rifa unless Abdul Rahman, he F you. Remember, the Muslim, they lie, they say, the word in the verse in the Quran says, tankah mean to marry. No, she's married already to the guy. But she don't want to sleep with him. Muhammad make it clear. You can't get out. And Muhammad made it clear that the man have the right to beat you because you are not taking off your panties. But this woman, she is saying to you that a Muslim woman, she have many rights. Like what? Like to be beaten. Like to be raped. Shouldn't Muhammad say, okay, you know what, the woman, she don't want you, let her go, man. She don't want you. Okay, she want to go to previous husband? She's not allowing you to sleep with her? Shouldn't he say to him, you know, why you want to take a woman against her will? As you see, this woman, she is saying that Muslim women, they have the rights. Do you have the right to say no to the husband in the bed? No. He will beat you. And he will beat you until your skin is greener. The Muslim, they lie, they say, oh, you know, Muslims, we beat them with miswak. Miswak is a very long root. The funny is, the Muhammadan, when they lie to people, like especially Western, they say the Prophet, he taught us to beat them with the miswak. Do you know how small the miswak is? A toothbrush. That is a lie. The miswak is a tree. And the Muslim, they cut from that tree, especially the roots, for they are very flexible, and Muhammad in his time, the people used them to beat their camel with it. For it doesn't break, it is root, and it stays strong for a long time. So it's going to be like a leather belt, you beat with it the animal. And then the shepherd, when he is saying, watching his animals, he put the end of this wood in his mouth, and he cleaned his mouth with it, which is a savage way. I mean, it's old days. There's no toothbrush at that time, so we understand. It's okay. But when they say to you, miswak is the little tiny thing which we clean our teeth with it, that's absolutely false. You see this piece you see now, those are, after they cut them, you can see the cut. They are really long, and if you beat you with it, it's extremely harmful. So this woman, she was lying to everybody about women's rights. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to call us and tell us why Muslim women, who they are convert, they are lying about Islam? Why they lie? I will tell you why. She is trying to make the husband who took over her happy. Most of women who convert to Islam, I don't want to be rude, but based on what I saw, they are women who they are neglected in their society. No men want to marry them for a reason or other. I'm not going to judge you because of your look, no, but it's reality. Like in USA, I saw a woman, she is 65 years old. The husband was not even 19. He's from Morocco. Well, he want to get a green card. He go in the chat, he said to her, honey, I love you. I'm crazy about you. This 65 years old, she will never dream to have a husband. He is 19 or 18 years old. He loved her. And this is what Muhammad did with Khadija. He married her because she is so rich. And as long you are talking about marriage and women's right, in the video which showed you, you have a little child there. She is not even maybe 5 years, 6 years old. Well, this is the age of Aisha. And you are talking about women's rights. So is it women's rights, or where is the children's rights? So not only you don't have right as a woman, you are nothing but an abused human. Even children's, they are abused and they are raped. This is Aisha saying from her own mouth that the Prophet married her at the age of 6, and he have full intercourse, which means from 6 to 9 he was molesting her by putting his private part between her legs. At the age of 9 he have full intercourse. Not only that, the hadith shows that the mother of Aisha, she was feeding her daughter cucumber and date so she can grow fast, because so she is so tiny and so small. How that can be women's rights? We are talking about children now, you know, we are not talking about women 6 years old. So what we do, we start feeding them like a cow so she can get fat, and we let her sleep in the bed with Muhammad. Let me see the hadith. I'm going to look for it. You see, I don't have an active admins. When I say something, they post the hadith. Our admins here, they are having coffee. They are not here to help. Okay, let us see. Let us find it. We are typing. All right. Let us search in the Muslim website for the hadith. Where we can find the hadith. I mean, can you believe how small she is? Here we go. And this is very authentic hadith, because you know the Muhammadan, they will say to you, this is not authentic, right? Aisha, she said, my mother intended to make me gain weight to send me to the house of the Messenger of Allah. You know, the Muslim now, they are slaughtering sheeps, and they call this is Eid al-Fitr. In fact, this is Adha, because both Eid, they have celebration, they are Adha, they are slaughtering. Aisha now is getting ready to be slaughtered. Her mother, she starts feeding her like crazy so she can gain weight because she is so small. She is 6 years old girl. So she said, my mother intended to make me gain weight to send me to the house of the Messenger of Allah, but nothing which she desired benefited me, till she gave me cucumber with a fresh date to eat, and then I gained as much weight as she desired, and then they shipped her to Muhammad by Amazon. And this is a very authentic hadith. As you see, it says Sahih. Sahih means authentic. But this woman in the video, she is speaking about women's rights and why women, they should be happy to convert to Islam. Are you willing to give your daughter at the age of 5 or 6, after you feed her with the cucumber, you idiot, to a man at the age of 54? So those women in the West society or any society who they are neglected because they don't maybe look good, overweight, etc. A Muslim man, he will marry them because this is, they would call it jihad, spread Islam by having more babies, and he will marry her for a few years. Who cares? I mean, there's no marriage in Islam. It's just a sex contract. He fulfill his desire, a new woman. He make new babies, and then he get a new one. But everything she said is absolutely false and out of the line. And now I want to mention an additional right you did not mention in your video. Do you know that in Islam, a man, he have the right to lie to you? Yes, sister, yes. Enjoy your right as a Muslim.
I'm married, and I kind of thought about having a second wife without my first wife knowing, but she found out, and she left my house, went to her parents, and is now asking me to, let her go. And I'm trying to convince her that it was a mistake, and then, and I don't want it anymore, or something like that. What's the best course of action for me? Because she thinks that I'm a very bad person, and some of the things she thinks are true, but I'm willing to work on myself. I'm really scared and everything, so being
okay.
Yeah, advise me what should
I will advise you, inshallah. A man says from Saudi Arabia, he wanted to marry a second wife without telling his first wife. His first wife came to know. Now she's asking for divorce. How can he convince her not to get a divorce and to come back and to believe him when he says that he will not do that?
By the way, in Islam, you can force your wife to come back home. Even you can ask the police to arrest her. It's called Baytul Ta'a, the house of obedience. So if this guy, he can call the police, literally. He will file a report that his wife, she left the house without his permission. She will be wanted. She will become wanted. The police will announce her name everywhere in the country. She cannot leave. Any time the police see her, she will be captured, and she will be brought like a goat to the husband's house. So this guy obviously being so nice, and he don't want to do that, but look what the sheikh is saying to him. Remember, the woman there, she said to us, this blonde women, they have right in Islam. Are you kidding me? Look what he will say to him.
Again, or attempt to do it again. This is, with all due respect, I'm like your father, huh? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. You should not have attempted this from the first place. If you are not a man enough to get married to a second woman, don't even dream about it, because you're...
So why this woman, she did not tell us that in Islam, a real man, he got more wives? Why she don't want to mention to other women that in Islam, the real man is the one who get another wife? You don't know? Or you know and you are hiding it, you are just doing business? This is a Qurani Yuga, peace be upon him, is going to answer you more in the topic. And look, he's very romantic Muslim too, you know. Trust me, he will marry you if your husband divorces you. They will take anything. He have candles, look how romantic they are. Flowers, oh, look, very romantic Muslim men. And now you will hear about your right to be lied to. The husband, he have the right to lie to. Do you know that?
His first wife before marrying a second wife.
Hold on, what?
Is it a sin if a man did not tell his first wife before marrying a second wife?
Is it a sin? That's a good question. You see, the women, she have right in Islam. Is it a sin if a man, he did not tell his wife that he is going to marry a second wife? Is that a sin?
The question posed is that is it a sin if a man was already married, if he takes a second wife?
You know, the only one who say the word sin correctly is Zakir Naik. Is it a thin? Is it a thin? It's not thin, it's thick. Yeah, is it a thin? Ah, okay. Explain to us the question again. I mean, you just said the question. Why you are repeating it again?
The question posed is that is it a sin if a man was already married, if he takes a second wife? Is it a sin if he does not tell his first wife? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the glorious Quran.
No way. Allah, he mentioned what? In the Quran, what he mentioned?
In Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 3.
Ah, here we see the women right. Let us see the women right.
Marry a woman of your choice in twos, threes, or fours. But
start with twos, not one. The Quran mentioned that. Twos, twos, twos. Don't break the fuse.
But if you can't do justice, marry only one.
Well, if you can do justice. And now this woman, she says, see, it says justice. Justice in what? Feeding you? Well, those who own cats and dogs, they put food for all the cats so they eat. They don't feed one cat and don't feed the other cat. What is justice? What justice mean? And we will go to justice. You will see Muhammad, he was not justice to his wives. The wives of Muhammad, they sent daughter Fatima to Muhammad asking him to be just with his wives. All the gifts go to Aisha. And then Muhammad, he said, oh, Aisha is like a tharid for me. It's a favorite dish. It's like rice for me compared to other food. Muhammad, he compared women as dishes, and Aisha, she is favorite dish. So where is the justice? In fact, the Quran says clearly, you cannot be justice with women. The same chapter, in the chapter of Nisa. Oh, I'm typing in English again. And this is showing you the contradiction, because the Quran make it clear. In the same chapter, read with me and see the stupidity of this Quran. Chapter 4, verse number 3, it says, marry only one if you cannot be unjust. Chapter 4, verse 129, it says, you will never be just. And the Muslim, they add the word perfect justice. That's false. Nowhere it says perfect. Where is the word perfect coming from? وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا. Change the translator, you will see the word perfect is gone. Perfect? Well, I thought the only one can be perfect is God. There's anyone can be perfect judge beside God, Abdul? Here we go. And you will not be able to be equitable between your wives. The same chapter. So the Quran says if you cannot be just, equitable, marry only one. Okay. Okay. That's good. So the condition is there. I will feed them equally. I will give them clothes equally. Even I will put it there equally. I'm going to count how many times. Equally. But the Quran confirms you cannot do it equally. So how we can do it, yet we cannot do it? And the Quran says, if this is book made by other than Allah, you will find in it a lot of contradiction. Now we go to Mr. Zakir Naik, who is answering about if it's thin to have a new wife without training the previous wife. Is it a thin? We will find out in a second.
Choice in 2s, 3s or 4s, but if you can't do justice, marry only one. So Allah gives the permission for a Muslim man to marry 2, 3 or 4 women, but if they can't do justice, marry only one. So in Islam, it is permitted to marry up to maximum 4 wives. But if
you know, like I'm glad Muhammad, he put a limit for the Muslims, but he did not put a limit for himself because he's a decent man. Muhammad have unlimited number. Open. Any woman she can offer herself, Muhammad is ready. But Muhammad, he put a limit for, this is telling you how cult leaders work. They have always a privilege. There are 6 privilege and money privilege. The 5th of the booty, the best of the booty, unlimited numbers of wives. The Muslims didn't have any of this. They have only limited 4. However, they can divorce 4 every day. I'm sure all women, they love to have a husband. He marries 2nd wife, 3rd wife, 4th wife, tons of kids in the street, and then he cannot feed them. And then he will, you know, we will join ISIS. Yeah, I mean, life is fun if you marry a Muslim. And then if you complain, he can beat you. He can jail you. The Quran in chapter 4, verse number 34, it says, وَهْجُرُوهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ. Jail them in their rooms. Not only beat them, jail them in their rooms. Continue, Zakir Naik.
If you can't do justice between your wives, then Allah says marry only one. So based on this, it is not required for a married man to take the permission of his wife before marrying a 2nd woman. Neither is he obliged or neither is it compulsory for him to inform.
What are you talking about, man? You better go learn Islam from this blondie woman. You know? She's going to go to the gym soon, and there she will learn more about Islam, the Islamic gym. What? You don't even need to tell the wife that you will have a new wife? No need. It's not even... just do it. Who cares about her? She is just a piece of... Zakir Naik, are you sure? You know, for me, I have a feeling that this female lady, she knew better about Islam from Zakir Naik. For sure. And now I want to see if your husband, when last time he went to the Middle East, if he have a new wife or not. He will tell you, I want to go and visit my mom in Jordan. The same what happened to a woman. I spoke to her. Yeah. And actually, I saw even, I don't know if it's the same woman, sending a request to a Muslim website saying, my husband, he did lie to me. He didn't marry another woman. He go to visit his parents, and then I discover he married. And the sheikh, he says to her, first of all, you have no right even to ask him if he marry a new woman or not. Secondly, he should not and he don't have to tell you. Number 3, a decent woman is the one who don't even ask her husband such a question. It turned to be the woman is the whore. But this woman, and by the way, I see that you did your eyebrows. Oh no. That is haram. That is haram. You will go to hell. The men, they can't take hair from their face. Muhammad, he used to do a nawra, which is sugar, taking hair from all his body. But if a Muslim woman, she take hair from her eyebrows, she will go to hell and Allah will curse her. Let me show you the hadith. You are a bad Muslim woman. Shame on you. Allah, Muhammad said, Allah curse those women who practice tattooing, and those women who have themselves tattooed, and those women who remove hair from their eyebrows. What? If you remove hair from your eyebrows, Allah will curse you? This God, He is not cursing people who have sex with Aisha at the age of 6, but He curses women because they take hair from their eyebrows. I mean, this must be true. Somebody says, CP, is it true that you have 4 children? Jesus said to me, my friend, yeah, you know, and you are one of them. Yeah. What for, my friend? I don't even know how many. Are you kidding me? Last time I saw a dream, I was with 72 virgins, and all of them, they were so good, equally. I cannot describe for you. The funny is, even the virgin in Islam, in the heaven, all of them, they have the same face, the same look, the same sound, and the same eyes, the same hair, the same height, the same age. So what the point of having 72 if all of them look the same? What the heck is that? All of them look the same. So what the point? But anyway, I mean, this woman, she did not know. May Allah forgive her. Let us ask Allah to forgive you for taking hair from your eyebrows, because now you are in a danger of going to hell. I don't want to forget too that your prophet, he says Muslim women, majority of them, they will go to hell. Why? What the heck? Why? Well, because you are a woman. Are you serious? Yes. Women are, according to Muhammad, naqisatu aqlin wa deen. They have half a brain. As you see all of those references in front of us, you can check the reference yourself. You see the numbers on the screen. You can type them in your Google. Muhammad, he says, the majority of people of hellfire are females. And here you see that Muhammad really, he appreciates women a lot, to the point that the majority of women, they will go to hell. However, if you give your money to Muhammad, and this is what you're asking people to do, to give you donation in your page, if you give money to Muhammad, you will go to heaven. Look. He said the majority of you will go to hell. You know, read carefully. You know, look what he said. Look what he said. He preached to the people, admonished them, and then he walked on till came to women and preached to them. Muhammad preaching now. He's a preacher. And admonished them. What the heck? And asked them to give alms, for the most of them are a fuel of hell. What? Those are Muslim women. They are the most fuel of hell. And do Muhammad knew the future? Muhammad, he knew who's going to go to hell. Yes, he went. According to the night journey, he went to heaven. He saw the majority there in the hell. Women. That's what he's talking about. A woman having dark spot in her cheek stood up and said, why, so messenger of Allah, women, they will go to hell? He says, okay. For you grumble often and you show an ingratitude to your spouse. And then they began giving alms. Actually, here, this is not correct. It says, naqisatu aqlin wa deen. But you will notice here, when they start giving him his eyebrows, Muhammad, now they will not send them to hell. But if you go back a little bit, you will see he told them the reason, because you have half a brain and half religion. Half brain and half religion. Read carefully. The women, actually, she did not ask him what it says here in translation. In Arabic, it says differently. He says, let me read for you. He said, I have seen. Okay, hold on. So he saw a bunch of women. He said to them, you should give women folk, you should give charity. So now charity is what he needs. Donation. And ask much forgiveness, for I saw you in the block among the dweller of hell. A wise lady, look, she's a wise lady. I thought women are stupid. In the same hadith says women are stupid. Among them said, why, messenger, it is of Allah that our folk in block in hell? Upon this, the prophet, he says, you curse